Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. So this weekend there was a lot of activity over on I have a hair on my forehead. Okay, so there was a lot of activity in front of Quinton Simon's house. There was also some interviews that was done by Leilani's brother. So we're gonna go over all of that. Do a little update of what took place over the weekend. Now, unfortunately, no arrest was made over the weekend. Unfortunately, Quinton's remains was not found over the weekend. However, there were, like I said, there were arrests as well as Quinton's uncle Michael spoke out and he answered a lot of questions. And Leilani was actually in the background at the time, and she was also answering questions and writing things down for Michael to say. I read your comments, Stephanie. I'm not able to stay long, so instead of saying say, I said stay. Um, oh my goodness, I would hate to be living in that community as well. Um, so one thing I'm gonna go over like a lot of the questions that was asked. I have linked the actual video in the description box below. I think that video is a little bit over an hour long, maybe an hour and 23 minutes, something along the lines. Voices Behind the Wall is the name of the channel. I think I know her. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes I get her channel and another channel mixed up. What's wrong with the picture? What's wrong with the picture? Is the picture messed up? Is everybody seeing me correctly? Y'all let me know. Sometimes what I see is not what you guys see. Okay, my picture is fine on my end. Yeah, there is a delay. I do want to say this interview was done, on another channel. And anytime you give an interview as the person that holds the interview, you can't make them tell the truth. You can't bring them on and say, you have to tell the truth. Everything that you say must be the truth. So, she brought someone in, and this was Leilani's brother, Quinton's uncle. She brought him in, and I don't know. I did get like a pretty good vibe from this guy. Like, it seems like, I don't know. I feel like I get a good vibe from him. But either way, you never really know, what you can trust from someone. So I want to be sure that I say that before we even get started. That even though he answered questions, we can't be certain that he answered them truthfully. We can't be certain that Leilani answered them truthfully because a lot of times he would say, hold on a second, and he would ask Leilani, and then she would give him an answer. This brother is 7 years older than her. He does not live in the house. I'm assuming he was in the house at the time that this call took place because Leilani was there with him. So we're going to go through that really quickly, and then we're going to go over the protesters being arrested because that was just a mess in itself that 4 people were arrested. And I said this the other day, I think on a live, standing outside a home peacefully protesting is fine in my book. Obviously, that is a constitutional right that we have to, peacefully protest, but blocking off a driveway, refusing to let people come in and out of the driveway, that no longer falls along the lines of peaceful. And then it starts, the loudness, the yelling and screaming and the on horns, and you got to think of the other neighbors. You got to think about, neighbors having children. What if there's a baby in the area that takes naps during the day? What if there's a man that works nights and during the day he's trying to rest, and then, God forbid, he can't? Peaceful protest, I am all for that. I mean, I've even considered so strongly about going. Like, I literally, I'm like, man, I want to go, but I wouldn't be doing what a lot of those people are over there doing. So yes, 4 people were arrested. And I saw the interview. The only thing I didn't like was that he was giving the answers by someone else. I think the answers he wanted to answer, he couldn't. Yeah, he was asking Leilani. He would say, hold on, and he would ask Leilani the question so she could answer it. I personally think the brother is trying to set up a narrative for Leilani to help get her away. The picture is really awful and I have good reception. Is the picture bad for anyone else? I'm seeing it good on my end, but like I said, sometimes I don't always see it as good as you guys see it. So just in the chat, let Joanne know. It might be an issue of maybe she needs to go out and come back in. I don't know. So like I said, this was not done on my channel. This was done on Voices Behind the Wall. I've linked it in the description box below. She has direct contact with Billy Joe as well as with Michael. I don't know how she knows them. I don't know if it was one of those cases where she reached out and they responded, or if she knew them beforehand. I'm really not sure. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. Okay, picture is fine for everyone else. Okay, so this was Leilani's brother, Michael. He does not live there. He is 7 years older than Leilani. One of the things that they addressed pretty early on was Leilani dancing in front of the window. Now, one of the girls that got arrested, she said, well, I got mad because she was standing in the window dancing and twerking, twerking at me and dancing and picking and laughing. That's BS. Her child is missing. Why is she standing in the window mocking me and laughing and all of that? Now, what I have to say to that personally is there's so many people out there like this. How do we have not seen a video of that? Has anybody seen a video of Leilani dancing in a window? I haven't, and I've looked for it. I've looked for any video of Leilani dancing in a window. I've not seen that. So I'm so sorry, Joanne. I wish I could run over to your house to try to fix it for you. I have no idea what's wrong. Technology, never can tell. But they asked Michael, why is she dancing in front of the window? And Michael said nobody was dancing in front of the window. All of the windows are covered. My sister, all the windows were covered. And he said my sister had just gotten groceries, which is kind of weird because then they talk about how Billy Joe don't have another daughter besides Leilani. But I'm positive in that video he said, nobody was dancing, all the windows are covered, and my sister had just brought groceries. Maybe the groceries were delivered by somebody else. I don't know. But maybe he's saying sister in terms of through church, like Sister Mary Frances. I don't know. I didn't see the video, but was watching Betty's live when she said she was twerking. If anybody has the video, email me. I want to see it. And I don't want to see somebody saying that she is doing it. I want to see somebody saying, here's the video, and you can actually see Leilani. Because the thing is Leilani may stand in front of the window. She's inside that house. Standing in front of the window is not, can't help that. Even though they're saying the windows are covered. They're like, the windows are covered. Here, I'm going to. Yeah, he said that she was putting groceries away and that he was eating a chicken wing. He was eating a chicken wing. She was putting groceries away. So he cleared that up, and I have yet to see. He did say they were delivered. Okay. As I'm listening to this for the third time, because I listened to this interview 3 times, I'm like trying to write down everything. I watched a video on this. They were throwing in so many of their own assumptions. I got tired of guessing what was true. Thank you for shifting through everything. That's something that I am really understanding. Is that unfortunately, even myself, I'm hearing things and people will come in my chat and say, this happened. And then I'm like, well, this happened. And okay, like a lawyer, like one thing that was thrown out there the day that she was named a suspect, that a lawyer came to her house, and that they were all having like a luncheon, like the Last Supper, so to speak, and that the lawyer was there. And they also told us there is no lawyer. She does not have a lawyer. That the person that we saw in the suit, or the person that the YouTubers that were there saw in the suit, was not a lawyer. He is their pastor, which makes sense as well. So he's the pastor. You can see in the window, but I did not see her twerking. Yeah, that's another reason why I just want to go out there, because I'm like, it's so hard because you want to trust everything that everybody says, but then you have them come on saying, well, the windows are covered, so like you can't see through most of them because most of them are covered, and maybe you saw us standing in front of, one of the ones that weren't covered, but you know what I'm saying? So it's hard. And I do know they covered the windows when they did the luminol spraying, but I don't know if they're still, like all of them are still covered. The way it sounded to me is that some of them are covered, but not all of them. Maybe the ones that are in like the most view, like in my house, if I had people outside, I would if I had people outside my house protesting, there would be certain windows that I would probably cover. The news is live. What's going on in the news? Where can I find it at? Like Facebook, WJ, what is it? What is the what is that news? I'm not seeing any live. Hold on. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to find. If anybody can let me know and send it to me where I can find it, I will. We'll definitely go look at it really quickly. And I was not planning this, so I did not know they were going live. Were they supposed to hold a conference today? Because I didn't think so. Are y'all talking about over on Justice for All? Because this is breaking news. Officials giving updates about investigation into killing of Harmony Montgomery. Justice for All is live. It started 3 minutes ago. And this is not about Quinton, from my understanding. So I'm not sure. This is not Chatham County, I don't think. So, WTCO on the news on their house. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I may just look for it later, and if it, if there is something very current, then we'll come back. That way, this video isn't all over the place. I'm not seeing it. If anybody can send me a link to a live, then I'll be more than happy. We can watch that together really quickly, but I'm not seeing anything, you guys. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything from Chatham, from WTOC on Twitter. Their last post was on October 22nd, so I'm not seeing a lot, but that's okay. We'll look in a little bit. If you guys see it, please email it to me, and then let me know that you emailed it to me. But I want to go through this interview. Like I said, it was a little bit over an hour interview that her brother did. He said nobody was dancing. We're putting up groceries. I was eating a chicken wing. Billy, he said we don't have a lawyer. That was our preacher that they saw. Cher asked, Michael how he is doing, and he said that he is devastated and he is very concerned. And then they asked him if he spoke to Bullhorn Betty. They're like, is it true that you spoke to Bullhorn Betty? And he said, I did. I don't like to really talk about other creators on here because I don't want them to take anything personal for me. I'm just repeating what he said. So this is not coming from me. He says, yes, I did speak to Bullhorn Betty. It was briefly. And he said he decided to speak to her because, they're out there for Quinton. Like the protesters are out there for Quinton. And it's just out of respect and the fact that he loves Quinton. They're out there for Quinton. So he thought, yeah, I'll go out there and talk to them. Cher asked him, do you think it helped to talk to her? And he said no, because she turned and twisted what I said. That is, according to Michael, I don't know what he said. And I don't know, how Bullhorn Betty may have interpreted that. But that's what he said, that he did he wanted to go out there and speak to some of the protesters because they're there for Quinton. He loves Quinton. But then he did it, and it basically came back to bite him in the butt, in his opinion, They asked him what was his thoughts. Oh, yay, picture perfect. Thank you. They asked him what's his thoughts of what happened on October 5th. And he said, I can only give you our theories. He says that he believes that Danny should be looked at as well. He says there's a whole possibility of an accident with the tub, and or that someone came in and kidnapped him. Now I keep hearing about an accident with the tub, an accident with the tub. I don't know what this is in reference to. I don't know if I haven't heard any story referencing the tub other than people saying an accident with the tub. Has a story come out that there could potentially be an accident that happened with the tub? I don't know. But this is what we're hearing. This is what they're saying, something about an accident with the tub or that he was kidnapped. Then Michael does say, though, he says, but I feel like that theory of a kidnapping is becoming less and less likely. Right. I agree. I agree. Oh, Nikki, really? Jeez. Um, Cher said that she believes one or the other, Danny and Leilani, or Danny or Leilani, could have potentially done something. And Michael said yes, that he believes that it could potentially been, one or the other accident. Maybe someone's covering for someone, something like that. Cher brought up how people feel that Billy Joe is lying for Leilani or protecting her. And Michael says there's no lying there. He's like, we will never lie for Leilani. And then he says, whoever did this, when we find out who is behind this, we will personally walk them to the jail. And Cher, I really appreciate that Cher asked this and said, even if it's your sister. And he said, sadly, yes, even if it's my sister. He has not been found. Jen, they're still searching for him. At least up until this point, no, he has not been found. But Leilani's brother did an interview, and Leilani was in the background. You could hear her talking at times. She was the one answering questions, essentially, which is kind of wild, you guys, because she has been instructed by the FBI to not talk, to not speak. That would mean also having someone speak for you. Really, honestly, I would love to hear what Leilani has to say. I would love for her, if she would have got on that phone herself and answered all of Cher's questions. I would have loved that. Because I want to hear what she got to say. How do you explain? There's no way I can sleep till 9:30 with my kids here. And my kids are always here. If I sleep till 9:30, it's because my man got up with them. Sean got up and tended to them. You have a newborn, you have a 4-month-old, you have a 20-month-old, and then you have, Zane. So you have 3 kids, 20-month-old, 4-month-old. And I don't even remember I think Zane's 3, right? Those kids. Did the baby not get up, need to be fed between 1:45 and 9:45 in the morning? Did you not need to wake up to feed the baby? So So I think she's probably shooting herself in the foot to talk through her brother. And we know that it's her talking through her brother because he's saying, Leilani wants me to say this. Leilani's writing something for me to read. So even though, yes, the FBI told her not to talk. But why would the FBI tell her not to talk? Who did we hear that from? Her. She said that. She said that on the live stream when they were asking questions. She said, I cannot tell my story. The FBI has instructed me not to speak. But if she had a lawyer, they would do the same thing. If she had a lawyer, they would say, don't speak about this. Because anything that you say can and will be held against you. Honestly, I feel like the police is doing her a favor by telling her, you just don't need to say anything. If you're not going to sit down and talk, or talk, honestly, it's always best to only speak with the proper representation. If she don't have that, to speak on publicly, yeah, she's still not showing her face, but she, was answering a lot of the questions. And, I think, did I agree with everything that was said? No, not on this interview. I didn't. But I think some really good questions were asked. But I definitely think it's going to come back to shoot her in the foot that she she basically did an interview through someone else. So, yeah, he said whenever they find out who did it, if something was done, if the baby was, killed and whatever, he said, we will personally walk them to the jail, myself, me, and, my mom and my other siblings. Even if it's your sister, sadly, yes. So Cher tells her audience that that in her opinion, she does not feel that Billy Joe or Michael are protecting Leilani, that there's no protecting going on, that everything is not fine within that house, that they're going through it right now. She then says that it's got to be hard to look at your family member after something like this happens, knowing the allegations against your family member. And Michael says, it is, but I love her. She is my sister. I'm always going to be there for her. But if she did something wrong, but until we have actual evidence, I won't believe it. So he says, that's my sister. I love her. But if she did something wrong, I'll hold her accountable. But I'm not going to believe it until I see evidence that she did something wrong. Cher asked, do you think that he's really in a landfill? And Michael said, I pray he's not. Cher asked, did Leilani fail a polygraph test? And he said, he put Cher on hold for a second. He, says, hold on. And he comes back to the phone after a second. He says, due to the investigation, I can't share that information with you. Which tells me that there was a polygraph taken. We just don't know if she passed or failed. My husband opened the car door without the clicker. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. The keys are in the kitchen. Sorry. If you guys hear that, I'm so sorry. Normally I have the keys in here because I open my office with them, and I guess he thought I left them in the car. I don't know. Okay, so, if there was no polygraph taken when they said, is it true that she failed? He would have said, well, she didn't take one. So she clearly took one. In my opinion, that's what I would take from that, right? Because if there was not one taken, he could have just said that. Does Billy Joe regret leaving the kids with Leilani? And he said yes, but she wanted to give her a chance. And he said, Billy Joe made mistakes growing up, but was able to grow and do better. And that's what she was hoping for Leilani. Michael then said, Leilani wants me to let y'all know that when the time comes, she will tell her story. But right now, she is banned by the FBI. Now, they asked who all was in the home at the time of the disappearance. And he said that Leilani, Danny, the kids, and their brother Paul. Paul is a younger brother. Cher then asked, can you tell us a little bit about Quinton? And he did. He's a happy baby, quiet child, well-behaved, bright, good kid. Do you believe that he is deceased? And he says, I'm hoping he is not. Cher then asked, how is Leilani doing? And he says, it's hard. It's an emotional thing. She's got many emotions that she's been expressing. She has cried a lot. Cher asked, is Leilani clean at the moment? And he had to put Cher on hold so he could ask Leilani. And Leilani, so you got to remember, don't take this as the truth because we don't know. Some of these answers are coming straight from Leilani. Is she clean at the moment? He says, hold on, let me ask. And Leilani tells him that the last drug test that she took was clean. Take that with a grain of salt, obviously. So anyways, she says yes. He said yes. Yes, the last drug test came up clean. That Cher then asked if Leilani can't remember. Then how does she know that he is in the landfill? This is a question that I've seen a lot. If she doesn't remember what happened, then how does she know that she put him in the trash? How does she know that he's in the landfill? If she don't remember, how does she tell her mom? How does she tell the police? Now, while Cher is the one asking these questions, she's reading them from the chat. So, Michael said the FBI said that. They said they believe that Quinton is deceased. They said they believed he is in the landfill due to evidence. Then Mr. Cher said, do you know what evidence they have that made them believe that? And Michael said, they're not telling us that. So Cher then asked, were the kids supposed to stay at the babysitter's? I guess the night before or that night, because there was some discussion that the kids were supposed to stay at the babysitter's. And Michael said that it was a rare occasion that they would stay at the babysitter's, only if like she was having a party or if her grandkids were over, then she might keep Quinton. But as far as like on a regular basis, it didn't happen. Michael then said he wanted to let everyone know that CPS never took the kids. That Billy Joe also told Cher that it wasn't set up through the court. Like CPS didn't come in and remove those kids from Leilani's custody and place them with Billy Joe. That it was like a mutual agreement, but I don't know if that's true. Um, I would have to see court documents to say if that's any different. Um, because I had heard that CPS did in fact deem her, not equipped to take care of the two kids, and they placed them with Billy Joe. But they're saying that's not the case. Mr. Cher then asked Michael if there was anything specific that he would want to say, and he said, "We are all just here. We are trying to find out what's going on." Cher then says that she would like to tell Leilani not to take a charge for a man. Don't take all charges if someone else was involved. Like if you did it, own up to it. But if you didn't do all of it, don't take all the charges. Or if you didn't do any of it, don't take charges for, say, Danny if Danny did something. Even if it was a mutual agreement, the courts would have been involved. That's what I was thinking. Courts would have to be involved. That paperwork would have to be, I don't know. But either way, there's some paperwork somewhere. And I thought I went over paperwork on one of the first lives about that, you know. As far as right now, I'm not going out there, y'all. It is like a 12, 13-hour drive for me, so that would be a lot. As much as I want to go, I just don't think I'm going to be able to. Michael then said, when Cher was telling her all this, she's like, if Leilani could hear me, I just want to tell her, don't take a charge for a man. And Michael said, she heard you. And then Cher said, do you know why Danny left? Like, why did Danny just up and leave? Mind you, his girlfriend has just been named the prime suspect in the disappearance of her 20-month-old son. And he has a baby, a 4-month-old baby, with this woman. So why did he just up and leave? And he said they didn't know. He said Danny and Danny's parents were here. They were doing things they were not supposed to do. And then they just left. They asked what things were they, not supposed to be doing. And he said they were drinking beer and popping pills. But I'm like, wasn't Billy Joe and Leilani just at Stingray's drinking beer? Like taking shots of Patron? So I guess it's only okay to take shots of Patron when it's with Billy Joe and Leilani? I don't know. But apparently that's why they left. Then Cher asked, or actually a guest came on the panel and asked if Leilani was mean to Quinton due to who Quinton's dad is. Quinton's dad is somebody named Bubba Moss. And the rumor is that Leilani hates Bubba Moss, so therefore she hates Quinton. And she's mean to Quinton. And she doesn't treat Quinton fair. I don't know. I've seen some people hate some baby daddies, and I've never seen it bleed into, how they treat their kid. So you would have to be really, right, Candy. I kind of agree. So, I know some people do it. I know there are some, crazy, twisted people out there that may do it. But I don't think it's that common to do that. But I know that was a rumor, and he says that's not true. He says anytime he ever seen Leilani with Quinton, she was always she treated Quinton the same as like the brother, didn't show favoritism. Cher then asked, does the family believe this was an accident? And Michael says, yes, that's what we would like to believe. Michael says they don't, and then Michael then says, we don't mind the protesting. Like we're good with that because like it's for Quinton and we love Quinton as well. So we don't mind that. But we don't want it to get out of hand. It needs to be respectful. And that was the issue that they had with it. Cher then asked if Quinton's father, Bubba Moss, was a part of his life. And Michael said no. He was a part of Quinton's life for about 2 months, and that was it. Cher asked again, was Leilani dancing in the window? Michael said, no, we were putting the groceries away. Windows were closed. Michael said, so then they asked, did the babysitter come over to the house and y'all tell her, or Leilani tell her she couldn't look for Quinton? And they said that was not true, according to Leilani, that when they called the babysitter and said, or texted the babysitter and said, have you seen Quinton? The babysitter and her daughter walked up there and looked through the house for Quinton. That they did not tell her that she couldn't, according to Leilani. They then asked, why did the police drain the pool? And he said it was green and they actually could not see through it. So they actually had to drain it to even be able to see if anything was in there. They had to drain the pool. And Cher asked, did they find anything? A blanket, a toy? Which I thought was a really good question to ask, because I might not would have thought to ask. I probably would have thought to ask, well, did they find anything? But I would be thinking like in terms of like, I don't know. I don't know if I would have asked that at all, to be honest. Her thinking to ask about a blanket or a toy, that was a good question. And he says, we don't know. They didn't tell us if they found anything in the pool. Well, like I said, Joanne, I'm not saying that what she's saying is true. I'm just going to repeat it to y'all. If the FBI told her not to speak, we don't know. I mean, we're dealing with Leilani, somebody that her child has went missing and she don't know, you know? I mean, so I'm not saying that they didn't, but that's what she's telling us. So potentially, who knows, you know? One day, maybe we'll get more answers. Right now, this is what we got, you know? They probably want her to talk. That's true. They probably do want her to talk. They would advise her, don't talk without legal counsel. But honestly, the more they talk, the more she talks, the more it could help them build a case. You know? Michael then brought up how he's hearing that the babysitter had photos of Quinton bruised. And he's like, I've never seen any photos. I actually asked if you have them, show me. Like, I want to see. If you have photos of my nephew with bruises, I want to see them. He also brought up how, I guess Bullhorn Betty said that she saw a video that the babysitter had of Leilani slapping Quinton to the ground. And Michael said if she has that video, he also wants to see that video because he don't believe that it happened, you know. He was like, if there's a video of Leilani slapping Quinton to the ground, like, I feel like that video would be out there. I feel like somebody would have leaked it. I feel like the police would have it. And why would you record it and then hold on to it? Why wouldn't, if you had a video of, you know, a mother no, I get what you're saying, Joanne. But if you had a video of a mother slapping down her 20-month-old to the ground, wouldn't you immediately call the police, go to CPS, do something? So he questions the validity of such video, such photos. And he did call her out by name. And I'm not doing that, you guys. I don't know her. I don't know any of the creators there well enough to speak on them, really. So I don't want anybody to take it that, oh, Elle Bee was talking about Warren Betty. I am not. I am repeating the interview, okay? They then asked him how well did he know Danny. And he said he had met Danny 4 times. Danny seemed okay. He said, but in 4 times, you can't really get to know somebody, you know? And they asked, did you see any red flags with Danny? And he just said that there was tension between Danny and Leilani at times, but he didn't want to get into the details of that. Cher then asked, did the babysitter have a key to the house? And I think he put her on hold again, and then he come back and said, yes, she did. Okay. I was going to say it's kind of interesting, but I don't have any, like, suspicions towards the babysitter at all. Like, I really don't. I just don't get that vibe from her. I really get that vibe from her that she's concerned, that she took good care of this baby when this baby was in her care. Why did Leilani suspect the bio dad? If the bio dad, like, isn't around, like, why did she suspect him? And he said no one ever said that they suspected the bio dad. During questioning, when Leilani was being questioned by the police asked her, like, when's the last time you spoke to the bio dad? And she said it was through text message, and this is what we said. And the last message that the bio dad sent Leilani was, you don't deserve Quinton. You shouldn't even have Quinton. You don't deserve Quinton. Something to that effect, which in turn, I guess maybe the police then took that as maybe he could be involved. I don't know, but they said Leilani did not. Why was the babysitter canceled last minute? And Michael says they are not sure of why he was canceled at all. Sheridan then asked, where was the pack and play located in the house? And he says it was in the bedroom with Leilani and Danny, the room that they slept in. The pack and play was in there, and he slept in the pack and play. Is that normal for y'all? Did y'all let y'all's kids sleep in their pack and play, like during the night? Mine would go to sleep in the pack and play, like maybe for naps, but during the nighttime, they really didn't sleep in a pack and play. And then I think it was, oh no, somebody on the panel said, one thing you could tell the public, one thing you would like us to know. And he said, we just want justice, no matter like what that justice is. No matter what the justice is, if it's, you know, Leilani did it and she got to go to jail, they want justice. So somebody else come on the panel. Can we get clarification on the bathroom incident? And the brother said, I can't say much about it, but it is a theory that we have. So I'm still confused on this bathroom incident. I don't know what they're talking about. That's understandable, Alicia. Can we get clarification on the door being open and who got that alert? So it came out later on that there was an alert that the door was open at 2:40, and it was either open from 2:40 to either from 2:40 to 5:44, or it was open at 2:40 and again at 5:44. I'm unsure. Even when asking for clarification on this, we're still not getting clarification, in my opinion, from everything that I've seen. We're not getting clarification of if the door was open from 2:40 a.m. to 5:44 a.m. or if it was open 2 different times. Hey, Crime Time with Mal, I was just thinking about you earlier today. I was like, I need to get in touch with her because I still haven't went on your channel, and I want to do that. So I need to get in touch with you after this so we can figure out a time and a place. If anybody has any clarification on that, if you've seen anything, solid. But if the door was open from 2:40 in the morning to 5:44, all those hours, that would definitely be strange. It being open at 2:40 in the morning and then again at 5:44 in the morning, maybe not so strange. Because maybe Danny got up and went to work. You know, I think he left at 6, but maybe he went out to his truck at 5:44 to get something. I don't know. 2:40 in the morning, kind of strange because Leilani said she went to bed at like 1:45. You know, so I don't know. They said that Joe Swine was the one that actually got the notification about the door, and he is the other brother. He has access to the ADT system. Conveniently, the cameras were off, so they do have a camera, and they asked, you know, why was the cameras off? And he said they were unplugged due to construction going on in the shed. Was Leilani awake when Danny texted the babysitter? That was something else that they asked her. So, okay. There's been these rumors, you know, like 5:29, Danny texts the babysitter. Well, then Danny says, I didn't text the babysitter. I'm not sending any message from my phone from me to the babysitter. That wasn't me. It must have been her. She's saying, nope, it was not me. It was him. I was asleep. She also says that the plan was that they would go to the babysitter's house that day. So when she woke up at like 9 something, she first thought that all the kids would be gone, because Danny was supposed to take them to the babysitter. So when she woke up, and some of the kids were there, but Quinton was not there, then she thought maybe the babysitter just kept Quinton. Because sometimes the babysitter would keep only Quinton if she was kind of packed with her grandkids or had extra kids. She would keep only Quinton. So at first she woke up, allegedly, you know, thinking that all the kids would be gone. And then she woke up thinking, well, maybe when she noticed she had some, maybe she just got Quinton. So that's when she texted the babysitter. Yeah, like I said, this is coming from her, not from me. I'm not saying I believe all of it. Or any of it. So she said she was asleep when Danny texted the babysitter. She said, and you could hear her say this. She said, I was asleep. He shook me, but I didn't wake up. They asked, what time did you wake up? Around 9 o'clock. Is it true that the babysitter saw Danny driving by, like slowly driving by at like 8:20 in the morning? And they didn't know nothing about that. They're like, we don't know. And he was supposed to be at work, though. Like, he was supposed to leave, at 6 to go to work. So if he was coming back by at 8:20 in the morning, that would be kind of suspicious. What? She texted the babysitter. So somebody texted the babysitter that morning saying, we don't need you to babysit today. So babysitter saw Danny driving by at 8:20 in the morning. We know nothing about that. That's not been confirmed. There's another rumor that Danny was late for work. Do you know anything about that? Yes. Danny did go to work that day, but he was late. Leilani said she did not expect to have the kids. She thought Danny was bringing them to the sitter. So when she woke up, Quinton was gone. She contacted babysitter. She says sometimes babysitter only takes Quinton when she has too many kids. Do we know what time Leilani called the babysitter? She said between 9:13 and 9:17 from Danny's phone. She texted the babysitter. They did ask what time she called, but it was a text message from Danny's phone saying, have you seen Quinton? And then she called. Now, Leilani said that she was the one that texted the babysitter from Danny's phone between 9:13 and 9:17 asking if she saw Quinton. The babysitter said when she called, though, Danny answered the phone. And panel said, can you ask Leilani what she would want to see happen to the person responsible for Quinton's disappearance and or death? And so, this was a really good question. A guy came on the panel and he said, I just have one question really. Can you ask Leilani what she would like to see happen to the person responsible for Quinton's disappearance and or death? And he said, so Leilani said they want to see them, they would need to be upheld to the law. So Leilani said they would need to be upheld to the law. And then Michael said, same for myself. I agree. I want to see them be upheld to the law. And I'm going to keep the rest of what I would want to happen to myself. I don't know. I just feel like if this was my kid, oh, thank you. If this was my kid and someone said, what would you want to see happen to somebody that could be potentially responsible for killing your kid? I mean, I don't think my answer would be, oh, I would just want them upheld to the law. I would be like, I want them to die. Lethal injection, electric chair. If somebody has killed my baby, whoever stole my baby and has put me through this heartbreak of not knowing where my child is, I want them to die. That's literally what I would say. I'm sorry. But it would not be, oh, I just want them upheld to the law, No. So to me, that was kind of a weird answer. Like, maybe that's what she thinks she should say. But I don't care what you think you should say. You say what you really feel. You know what I'm saying? What you really feel. And in my opinion, I would be like, they better hope the cops get to them before I do. That's what I would probably say. I mean, so that was kind of weird for me. I mean, even like the uncle said. He said, Leilani said they would need to be upheld to the law. For myself, I agree. They need to be upheld to the law. And the rest, I'm going to keep that to myself. Even the uncle's like, I can't even tell you what, some of it because I don't need to say it on here. So Privilege asked that question for the reason the punishment they offer says a lot about their guilt. See, I've heard that before. I've heard before if they say something like that or like a somewhat of an easy punishment, it's because they know they're the ones that did it and they're putting themselves, like, what punishment would I want for myself? Let me not say something too harsh, When was the last time Leilani saw Quinton and he was actually okay? So next question was, when was the last time Leilani saw Quinton and he was okay? Around 1:45 in the morning, right before she went to bed, and he was in the pack and play and he was asleep. They bring up how, they think Danny needs to be looked at more, which I agree. Like, look at him. If the cops have cleared him, I guess there may be a reason that they've cleared him. My opinion, boyfriend wasn't involved, went to work, got called missing, drove drive slow to look, left to go to family to ATL. I mean, there can be different things when you look at the boyfriend. He ran quick. Why? But it could be like, oh my God, she did something. I got to get away from her. I hope he is trying to get custody of his daughter. You know what I'm saying? If he's innocent. There are some red flags here with the boyfriend, but if the police have cleared him, then I'm going to try to trust that they've cleared him for a reason. But they did say that since then, Danny has unprivated a lot of his music videos. He's a rapper. Danny, the baby daddy of Sky, Leilani's ex-boyfriend, he's a rapper. And yes, allegedly, his song lyrics can be pretty dark. There's song lyrics about babies going missing and never coming home. See, I didn't know exactly what they were about, but I did hear that there's some pretty dark song lyrics out there. That's Guy's dad. So, and after all this happened, he is unlisting music, like some of his music on YouTube, like where everybody can hear it. And also, somebody played a clip of one of his music videos, and he struck them immediately. So Leilani then said, just so everyone knows, the FBI is the one telling me that I don't remember this. Okay, so this is one of Leilani's statements. She did a couple. All right, so I'll start with this one where she did talk about Quinton, okay? So she said, in response to people asking what Quinton was like, she said, and I'll share this with you guys. Okay. So she wrote a letter read by her brother, Michael Simon, on a YouTube channel. I got this off Twitter. That's the name is spelled wrong, but whatever. So in response to people asking what Quinton was like, and this was her statement basically that she wrote herself. Quinton loved TV, remotes, phones, tablets. He loved to watch PJ Masks, Paw Patrol, and Dragon Tales. Quinton loved to chase behind his brother, copying everything his brother did. He is a little bright, happy, fun, smart, loving little monkey. He would say thank you no matter what it was, even if he was the one to do something for someone else. If the music was on, he would dance, spinning in a circle and clapping. Quinton always gave everyone love and hugged your leg. Every time he did something he was proud of, he would come to whoever was close by and ask for a boom, which was a little fist bump, which is super cute. Now, I want to go over a couple of things in this. One thing that I noticed, on the top, Quinton loved past tense. He loved, like, if my child was missing and I really thought somebody stole her because I woke up and the door was open and somebody asked me to describe her, I say she loves TV, she loves remote, she loves phones, she loves tablets, she loves to watch JoJo Siwa, I would say she loves these things. I wouldn't say she loved those things because loved is past tense, meaning no more, did, in the past. That is weird that she said he loved these things. He loved to chase behind his brother. Now here she did say he is a little bright, happy, fun, smart, loving little monkey. So she kind of, he is, but she did use past tense at times, which was really weird. And I caught that, and I thought, yeah, that's kind of sketchy that she's using past tense on some of these things. So then addressing the public, she said, just so everyone knows. Oh, another thing. So in her statement to address the public, right? In her statement to address the public, she says, just so everyone knows, the FBI are the ones telling me I don't remember. This never came from me. But if they are somehow correct, I will turn myself in. I will take responsibility without a fight, without running, and without hiding. Again, I don't believe it's true, but if it is true, I will turn myself in. She also answered questions that were being asked through her brother. She don't have a lawyer. Back door is open. So these are just some of the things that we already went over. Playpen, Danny. Yeah, all these things we already went over. But this was her little statement, you guys. Like, this is what the FBI is telling me that I don't remember. That never came from me. But if it is true, I'll turn myself in. I don't know. I would have to be like, first off, the lawyers, the FBI, they're the ones saying that this happened. But I know damn well I didn't do that. I know dang well I did not get up and kill my baby. I know dang well I didn't dispose of him. Like, I don't know where he is. I don't know what happened. And the FBI is trying to say I did it, but I did not do this. Unless, the only reason maybe she couldn't say that is if she was under something at the time that would cause her to forget chunks of time. Like, I know there's some medications that you can take. I think Xanax is something that you can take, and you will have, like, chunks of memory that's missing. I don't understand the FBI statement. I don't think the FBI is telling her she don't remember. I mean, maybe if they have her on video doing something, and she's saying, nope, I didn't do that. Well, then they're like, well, clearly you don't remember. We got you over on videotape doing it. Maybe then they would say, you don't remember, you know. So it's very strange also that she didn't say anything. I appreciate everyone that's looking for Quinton. I appreciate the outpouring of love that Quinton has right now. I appreciate that so many people care about my baby. I'm thankful for that. Now, I understand they think I am responsible, but I'm not. And one day I hope I can tell you guys that. But I do appreciate that so many people, like Quinton's name has reached all over. And she didn't bring it up. That a lot of people care about her son. She only talked about, you know, if the FBI says she don't remember, but she don't think so. But if it happens that they are right, she'll turn herself in. Now, the way she talks makes me think the baby is alive somewhere. Maybe she sold it because she owed a drug dealer money somewhere. So many things, you know. Let's see. Okay. Now there were four, like I said, there were 4 people arrested over the weekend. Let's go over that. I'm gonna lie, babe. What you need? If I what, babe? If I was live? Oh yeah, I'm here. Alright, so sorry guys, my daughter just came in. She's out of school. She just got home from school. She didn't see my car here, so she thought maybe I wasn't here. All right, so police arrest 4 protesters over the weekend at Quinton Simon's home. Let me move. So the Chatham County Police Department has arrested 4 people that were protesting outside the home of missing Tyler Quinton Simon Friday and Saturday night. Last night, the one protester was arrested after they were reportedly banging on the windows and doors of the home at 535 Buckhalter Road. This is an address that is out there. I did not dox them, you guys. It's in a news article. Police have identified the protester as Kimberly Taylor and charged her with criminal trespassing. Now, she was the 4th person. And like I said, like this article says, she went up to the house and started banging on the doors and the windows, which that is not a way to protest, which is why she got arrested. You know, on Friday night, police said they had to visit the Buckhalter Road home twice after receiving complaints of people acting disorderly. 3 of the protesters blocked the driveway of the home, which prevented people from leaving. So there was like a vehicle trying to leave, and people stood in front of the driveway. like right at the end of the driveway so nobody could leave. According to the police, the three people who refused to move from the roadway were William Garrett, Wanda Boatwright, and John Boatwright. All three were arrested. Each will be charged with disorderly conduct. I just can't get down with causing myself to be arrested. Kimberly has a lawyer that stepped up to represent her pro bono. Oh, wow, really? Because then, like, if you go to get a job and you have, like, some, disorderly conduct, they might be like, what you doing, This was one of the questions that was asked in Cher's chat. Cher missed this one, but there were so many. So I know Cher didn't intentionally miss any of the chat. But somebody said, so she slept until 9 a.m. Work is at 6:30. So why wasn't she up getting ready for work? Wouldn't she have seen that her son was missing at 6:30? That's what I'm asking. So allegedly, Leilani worked. So did she not have to work that day? It was a Wednesday. It wasn't the weekend. Or was she off? We haven't gotten any answers to that. This was a Facebook post that I missed somehow right after Quinton went missing that Billy Joe put up. Or not a Facebook post, TikTok. Every morning I wake up hoping this is all a bad dream, only to wake up and start the nightmare all over again. I wish I had answers. I wish there were leads or something. All I can say is they've searched my home again and drained our pool. I would let something do this over and over. All I need is Quinton. Quinton, I know you're still out there, baby. Nana is praying hard and fully cooperating with the FBI. My sweet little boy, please, please come home to me. It's a kind of a weird thing to say in a post to your, Quinton, I know you're out there. Nana's praying hard and fully cooperating. That's weird. Just fully cooperating. I think that was maybe something that she said more along the lines for people to see and not necessarily something that she hopes Quinton knows, I did upload this video that I thought was kind of interesting, though, of one of the people that got caught protesting. They got arrested protesting. All right. So this is when Kimberly got arrested, before and after. Let me stop that right there. Okay, it says over the weekend, 4 people were arrested outside Quinton Simon's home. One of those arrested was Kimberly Thayer. I don't know how you say her name. Thayer. These are her actions before her arrest.
He's like, who should I just go for next? Who? Let's do any, mini, mighty, mo. Oh, which one? Who has the darkest complex? That's who they're going to go for first.
I think maybe she's meaning complexion, who has the darker complexion, maybe, but she said who has the dark. And they were being really mean and rude to the cops at times, which I thought was unnecessary. The cops cannot just go out there and arrest Leilani. They just can't. They cannot go out there and just arrest her unless they have orders to go arrest her. So being mad at those police officers isn't really fair to them because they're just trying to do their job, and it sucks because probably more than likely they would love to arrest Leilani if they could, if they knew for sure that she was the one and they had the evidence that they needed to convict her for this murder. They would love to arrest her. Some of them probably got kids, but they can't do that. But what they can do is when you break the law by trespassing or disorderly conduct, well, then they have to arrest you if the person presses charges. So it puts them in a predicament, where now they're having to arrest people because you broke the law, and you're gonna make it look. The woman even said it. Yeah, don't arrest the baby killer, but arrest me. Yeah, like they have to follow the law. Like they cannot just arrest. They have to get the proper calls. They have to get the proper evidence. Like, so it sucks that these officers are being attacked.
Oh, no. I don't know. I'm gonna fuck Leilani though. Where's she at? I'm coming back and getting that truck right now. I will fuck that bitch.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to say language. I'm so sorry. I actually have it written down in big bold letters. Language. I love to give y'all a warning before I play anything with bad language because I don't like to play bad language on here. I completely forgot. Wasn't paying attention to my notes. I'm so sorry, but language.
And y'all know I back up facts. So the facts was I was standing right there, right next to her, but they got her. That's weird. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Gotcha, motherfucker.
That's just, I don't know. Scooby-Dooby-Doo? What has that got to do with anything? Don't put Scooby in this, okay?
All the time, we can't touch them if they're in their yard. But, I mean, a fucking woman had come out. Like, I know they want to yard, but honestly, if they didn't was, I'll probably just get dragged. I don't even care about the yard.
Okay, so she says in this clip, I don't know if you guys could hear because there was a car passing, but she says in the clip that she does not care. She don't even care about going to jail. Later that evening, she decided to go up to the house and bang on the door and the windows, which prompted Billy Joe to call the police. So she said, I don't even care to go to jail.
They're going to want to press charges. I know they're going to want to press charges. There you go.
God damn it. Dang it. There's another one going. Did you drive
I should
here?
have changed my sweatshirt.
Did you drive here?
You want to press charges for trespassing?
I'll figure it.
Appreciate you being on.
Can I make a phone call first?
Go ahead, real quick.
They want to press charges.
Holy shit. Fucking kidding me.
You don't understand, man. There's one thing of being out here protesting, wanting your voice to be heard, and it's a completely
Yeah, but when the baby
different
killer
thing.
is caught me through the window.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Just let me explain, okay? It's one thing to...
I know what I did was wrong.
It's a
And I knew they were going to press charges just
different
because, but
If you have...
it's not fair. She should be locked up.
Well, now there's...
Yes, sir, I know. I mean, you can take me in. Just let me...
She's being really nice to the cop right now, Yes, sir, I know. Yes, sir, I know. Yes, sir, I know. But a while ago, you were literally accusing him of arresting someone because their complexion was darker. You were literally saying, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, MFer, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, MFer, when they were walking by. When they were walking to go talk to Billy Joe, she was trash-talking them. Then when he walks over to tell her, like, sorry, I got to arrest you. I know, I'm sorry. Which, so my thing is, like, you just really got to think about these things before you do them. Like, yeah, we would all love to show up there and bang on the house and tell, what happened to Quinton? Where is Quinton? Tell us. I would love to do that, but I can't because don't nobody want to get arrested. It's turning them into the victims by doing things like this. I know Scooby was the one that taught us that monsters are really just people in masks. So Scooby's innocent in all of this, y'all.
So what's about to happen now is...
I know.
You got your fingerprint and release on subpoena. You can
You gonna be released
So I'm going to be released now?
like they were last night.
So let's go ahead and get...
Alright.
I went and picked everybody up.
So I can come back and get my card?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you back and then from here, you know...
You just gotta get fingerprinted.
I got
It
it.
won't take long.
The same thing I gave the gentleman last night to handle for yourself.
This is life right there.
Well, they're not actually arresting her, y'all. They're just gonna do what they did last night. I don't even think
My card's unlocked.
I don't even think the baby
Hey,
killer got
My
that.
card's unlocked, so if I'm not back before you can just put my stuff in my card.
Alright, I'll try to wait on you. I think some people are supposed to...
Can I take my phone?
Yeah, take your phone. You'll be right back, so.
Hey, take a picture.
I can't screenshot.
She said, hey, take a picture. I didn't hear that before. She said, did she just say, hey, take a picture? I think she did. Oh my goodness. She said, hey, take a picture.
Hey, take a picture.
screenshot. I'm on live. I'm on live.
Oh my goodness. So she wants to be the one that was arrested. She literally, first off, she's kind of crying about it at first, not knowing that they're on a live, I guess. And then she's like, hey, take a picture. And when she says, I can't take a picture, I'm on a live. Then all of a sudden she's, justice for Quinton. Then she's all big and bad again. Like, girl, I might would like you in real life. Like, I might. But the way you just acted here is a big turn off. Now you want to be the one that was arrested. And from my understanding, she did smile in her mugshot. She did. But I bet before that mugshot and after that mugshot, she probably wasn't smiling. But she wants to be the one that got arrested for justice for Quinton. But it's not doing anything. You're not doing anything but making them the victim. I cannot believe she just said, take a picture. And when she realized they were on a live, she got all big and bad again.
I'm on live. I'm on live. They arrested her. I know, isn't that ridiculous? Justice for Quinton!
I don't think for a second she would have yelled again, justice for Quinton, baby killer, if she hadn't have just found out that she was on a live. That looks so disingenuous. That looks so fake. Like, why is she really there? Is she really there for Quinton, or is she there to get her picture out? Is she there to get her name out? Is she there so her picture will be everywhere now? Making law enforcement's job harder. That's so terrible that she did that. Take a picture. What?
Live in case I get murdered.
She just said, are you still on live? She said, are you still on live? Listen.
Huh? Huh? It's in that chair. Yes, I am. Why? Oh.
She said, are you still on live? And she said, yeah. Why? She said, well, they're booking me. I'm going to jail for trespassing.
Oh. Shine right, let me see. What was it? And a lighter?
Hey, so the SO will throw that away.
That's okay. That can go in my car. My Murano is up there. Can I go put my stuff in there?
I can't let you back out, but I'll do it for you.
But you can. I mean, can I get my handcuffs on?
Yeah, I'll get you.
Okay.
I can take you out. Give me those.
Alright.
It's up there in Morano.
Yeah, because I got stuff in my car that I'd rather like hide on.
She's like, make sure you get that picture of me behind in the back of this car. That was crazy that she was like, take a picture of me. Wow. That definitely makes me feel like she's disingenuous about it, but that's crazy. And yeah, her picture was, from my understanding, the one of her like cheesing it up in the mugshot. She was smiling. And she said that in one of the things. She was like, I'll be smiling in my mugshot. I'll be smiling in my mugshot. I'll be glad to go to jail. In my opinion, they were trying to show how fast someone there was arrested for trespassing, but how slow they're making an effort to arrest someone for child endangerment. It would be, I think they're trying to make sure they can get her for something that'll stick. I mean, I would love for them to come up with another crime they can charge her with, like child endangerment. I mean, in my opinion, Billy Joe, child endangerment. You left these kids with Leilani. Leilani was not supposed to have them. You had custody. So I think there would be some things, in my opinion. Like I do, what is that going to do? Is that going to make law enforcement's job harder? Where now they're having to, Booker and go over all this, do all these reports on these charges when they're just trying to get something that would really stick. I don't know. It's hard to tell, you know. That just kind of changed my thoughts about her. About the one that got arrested. Yeah, because at first I was like, they, you know, maybe they're out there really thinking that they're doing something. I don't agree with the shouting and the banging and the hitting and the craziness. Like, I don't agree with that. Thank you so much, Chemistry Queen. Welcome to the LB family. Thank you. I mean, if they arrest her for some crimes that they feel like, is it going to amount to anything? When they're trying to get her for murder, which will amount to something, you know? The way she was talking on live, something she had said something like, what will happen if they don't find him? I mean, they'll still probably charge her if they can. Oh, yeah. The protesting is probably being watched by Leilani's defense team. Well, right now she don't have one. But when she gets one, I'm sure. Something else that was interesting and a little suspect, I don't know, was that Billy Joe sold one of her RVs over the weekend. And someone just came and got it, pulled it right on out of the... Put it right on out of, you know, the backyard. So I thought that was a kind of a little suspect that she sold one of the RVs. So here it is, someone coming to get or leaving with it. And who posted this? Legacy. It says, allegedly by the people who did a live video, Leilani's family sold the RV, which I felt was a little sus. Like, has this RV been searched? What do we know about the RV? You know, there were people following that guy when that happened. That's so, you know. But it's a very difficult time right now. People's emotions are high. That could be what it is. It could be that she needs money for Leilani, a lawyer. I get it. If I was out there, it'd probably be hard for me not to react emotionally. If I saw Leilani walk in front of a window or if Billy Joe came outside, I'd probably struggle not to react, you know, in a way that is outside of my character. But at the end of the day, you don't want to disrupt the other people in the area. You don't want to get yourself in trouble, cause police officers to have to come out there to deal with you when they could be doing other things that needs to be done, you know, because we're adults and we're out there causing a disturbance. I mean, there could be, God knows what happening. And, you know, you got 4 officers over here because adults are yelling and screaming and causing a disturbance. So... Right. I actually thought about that. She may have sold it to get Leilani a lawyer, but she did just spend $300 living it up at the bar. So, yeah, I've heard officers kind of ask if it's possible they did something and don't remember to kind of get the door open in a confession. I just remembered something, but I forgot. Acting a fool solves nothing, yeah. Completely forgot, but if I remember, I'll write it down. Yeah, I'm actually really shocked that she didn't have a lawyer. And I remember Dolly was live when someone in a suit came over, and Dolly was like, it's probably the lawyer. And I was like, probably so. Who else in a suit would be coming to their house? But it was their preacher. The old man that is a neighbor is so upset about everybody protesting. Yeah, I would be. Some of their protesters had their kids with them. Ooh, wow. Hey, that's interesting. That I would not bring my kids to that. No way, no how. If it was a peaceful protest, then maybe, but definitely not something like that. That's getting too out of hand. The neighbors have got to be fed up. I would think so. Police at the house again at the moment. Are they? Who's live where we can see that? I see that Bullhorn is live, but I'm not seeing any cops there, but it's only showing this side, so that protest on while a neighbor is on end of life care at home. What? Nikki O'Shea? I haven't heard that. If that's happening, that's terrible. If there really is someone in the neighborhood, wow. Yeah, she has her camera set up. I can see a part of the house, but I can't see all of it. But I'm going to go ahead and get off. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I wanted to go over that update. I've linked the actual video in the description box below. You guys go check the actual video out if you guys want to. Voices behind the wall. I always, there's her and another channel that I always get mixed up on a lot of times. Yeah, Voices Behind the Wall. I've linked it in the description box below. You guys go check out the video. And I'm going to be, researching more information on this. Anything that I come up with is ATM stands for at the moment. I don't really know if I'll ever go. I would love to, but like I said, it is a long drive for me. What's Olivia's channel? What was Olivia's channel, you guys? I know, Candy, you just told me the other day, but I forgot. Something with Olivia. Maybe they're getting a lawyer this week. She probably needs one. Now, from my understanding, the arrest, all those that was arrested, it wasn't like they had to stay in jail, really. I think they, got out on an ORO or on recognizance, OR. Nikki, the old man, was out in his golf cart yesterday cutting up a flirt with protesters. She was making everyone laugh. Wow. What is the Olivia channel? Candy just told it. I agree. Bully investigations. What's it going to hurt? If they've cleared him, then, whatever. But let me find. Because there is someone else that. And Candy, the video that you sent me last night, I actually fell asleep watching it. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Yes, we are going to get the Sister Wives review today. Yes, one of the neighbors is in hospice right now. That's very sad. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one out because I do have to do my Sister Wives Chronicles of Olivia. Thank you. Thank you, Laced and Chains. Yes. She's there as well, from my understanding. You guys go check her out. I don't know much about her, so I'm not promoting her per se, but she's there. I do have to do my Sister Wives recap today. So if you guys are also into reality television and you watch Sister Wives, please join me back here in a little bit to do a Sister Wives recap. Yes, Ryan. Mine is for football. Mine's for football as well. So you guys Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Why the protest? I was like, what's the mom going to do? Arrest herself? Yeah, it's wild. I don't know, Nikki. I mean, peaceful protest, I'm all for that. What they're doing, I think it's a little too much. Some of them, not everybody. I know everybody's doing it the right way, but not a lot of people are not. Yeah, if you're the praying kind, please pray for this situation and pray for St. Leah's School. Apparently, I just heard as I was getting on live, there's a shooting there. I need to go check that out. But you guys, let me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you, Blee Investigations, for checking me out. I appreciate that. Let me know your thoughts. Y'all, they're back out there. I think they're back out there today looking for Quinton's remains. So let's pray that they find something. Let's pray that they get all the evidence they need to make an arrest and we get justice for Quinton. I will see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.